do is start your list, because this is where we start. You've got your story, okay? You've got your story kind of starting, just think about, if I was reading a novel, if I was watching a movie, what would it would be good, it would get bad, it would get better, and then it might go a little bit flat, but it's going to go up better still. And that's this business. I mean, you start here, you're going to have ups and downs. It's like climbing a mountain. When you're standing at the bottom of that mountain, you're thinking, man, I can get to the top of that in an hour. That's not what you don't realize is you got to go this way and this way and this way.
Right.
And then you go up. And this business is the same. You're going to have days, you're going up, then something happens and you go down. But you don't go to the bottom unless you quit. And if you totally quit, you're at the bottom. You get to start all over again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
So hang tough. It's going to work. And we're going to learn it all together until we get it right. So make your list, because that's the first place to start. Start with people you're comfortable talking to.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to recruit the world. You don't. Share your story. Let them choose where they want to be. Do they want to be a customer? Do they want to be a distributor? And once you let them make that decision, it takes pressure off of you. Then you've got your team that wants to work to build the team. That's who you're spending your time with. You're letting your customers go find more customers. That's okay. And they will, because they want free product. Okay? So you kind of have it working on its own. But here's this, and Gloria, I will send this to you and Mark, since I didn't get it out earlier. The only way you're going to know what your prospect is thinking is to ask. Okay. I can't read anybody's mind. My crystal ball, I had one at one time, carried it on the dashboard of my car so it could tell me exactly what I was supposed to be doing, hit the brakes, it broke, then totally lost everything. So I have learned I have to ask. I don't have something giving me something there. And the other thing is to listen, because sometimes we don't hear what they're saying because we've already formed an opinion in our mind. I don't know how much money Tammy has in the bank, and I don't care. But I might make a decision based on what my perception is, okay? Or I might make a perception and it's going to be totally wrong. I mean, look at I think the greatest examples of that is Sam Walton. I mean, he drove an beat up, rusty pickup his whole entire life, wore bib overalls. Nobody would have thought this guy is a multi-billionaire. They looked at him and judged him by what he was wearing and what he drove instead of who he was. And we are all the same, unfortunately. We have a tendency, if we're not careful, to do that. So ask questions. Listen to what they're saying. Don't try to tell them what they need to do. Let them tell you what they want to do. Okay. The easiest method is, if you're ever going to get started on anything, is to find their hot buttons. What is their passion? What makes them tick? What makes them sing? There's something that all of us have that makes us, your heart gets happy. You just want to go outside and sing the hills. There's something in us. And we have to figure out what that something is and help pull that out of every person. So let's ask enough questions to do that. And then, minor questions can easily be followed up with a closing question. And that's something that most people don't. A lot of people do it naturally and don't even realize they're doing it. And those are the ones that probably get started faster, because they ask a lot of questions. They're curious, and the more curious you are, the better. But those questions are going to give you how to follow up. If I know that you want to work from home, that you want to be able to be around people, that you like helping other people, then I can formulate my questions. If I can show you a way that we can help you do all of those things and accomplish your goals, would you be interested? Okay. So I'm not saying I can help you do that. I can do this for you. That's not what I'm doing. I'm asking you if this is what you want. Okay. So whenever you get those questions, and most of the time you will, I need to think it over. I can't afford it. Okay. You know why you get the objections in most cases? You've given them too much product information, and you haven't let them like That in that very beginning, we said that you have to find those people. And what they're going to do is that they have to first know who you are. They have to like you and they have to trust you. And if we ask enough questions, you're not going to get those, okay? Because you've built the belief in the product, you've built the belief in you that the cost doesn't even matter anymore. Okay? And whenever they get to that, it's like, oh gosh, that's the best part. Instead of backing away from it, just welcome it. It's the best part of this. If someone says, I can't afford it right now, is that really the objection? And I'm going to ask all of you, is there really anything, if you want it bad enough, you can't afford it? If you want it bad enough, you can afford it. So there's not enough belief built in there. You know, it's kind of like the scales are here. The value in the beginning is like this. It's down here. But the more I can build the value of this product up, and then I can get the scales here, it doesn't matter how much it costs over here. And that's our job, is to build the value in there in the belief system. So when you encounter those objections, listen carefully. You know, proceed by asking some questions, or go to the closing that you're most comfortable with. And then in the closing process, there's 4 or 5 steps that you can take. Define the objection. Okay, if you tell me I just can't afford this, I would say, I understand how you feel. Okay, I felt the same exact way. But let me tell you, I don't think I can put a price on my health, and I don't think I can put a price on getting rid of this pain that I had, that I've dealt with for 30 years. There is no amount of money that I would have paid anything to get rid of that. Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Do you think we find a way to just carve out $3 a day into your budget? What do we have? Red Bulls, Starbucks coffee, McDonald's French fries. Where are we spending $3 today that we can start putting that to better use? And if I can show you a way that we can actually start increasing that, if you can help me find 2 or 3 people to talk to with them, we could actually start getting your product for free. Would that help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So then you're going to define the objection. You're going to commit to it. You're going to say, you know, you're going to agree with them. They've got the objection. But now my job is to sell you on a solution. Okay. It's not to sell you the product. It's to sell you the solution to fix your problem. And once I've done that, then we can close that sale. We can get it going. The other one is to agree with the objection. Expand it by asking more questions. Okay, so by doing that, you say, you know, I know sometimes money is a real issue. Tell me how I can best help you overcome this. Tell me what's going on in your life that would really benefit. How can we make this work for you? Then the storyline. You know, your story is going to be the most powerful thing in the world. You know, that objection is I can't afford it. Just say the feel felt found is what we call that. I understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way. Here's what I found. Okay. Or I could repeat it back. I can say, let me see if I understand what you said. Okay. What you're telling me is you don't have the money today, right, to do this. If we could work together and we could find you 3 people that would come in as a customer, and that would make you $150, that would be enough to cover your costs to get started, right? Would you help me? Would you be willing to work with me to do that so we can cover your expenses and help 3 people in the process? So that's the way. And you know, if I can't get to that point, if I can go back and that belief system is not there, then I can say, you know, you mentioned a while ago that you had this problem, your knee was hurting, or you had this pain in your. I have this really good friend, and she had this horrible pain. Let me tell you, it go into this person's story. Their story becomes that person's story, and they feel the pain. They feel the pain because they feel the pain. They understand it, okay? And then you could say, wouldn't it be nice to wake up every morning and not have that? Could you put a price on how much that would be worth? $3 a day? Yeah, I think I can figure out how to do that. So then you're getting them to agree with you. They're affirming. You're getting them to go along with what it is. If I ask you after I get all this done, if I say, would you like to join my program? You know what they're going to say? No. That's for somebody else, not for me. So the last thing I want to do is say, would you join my program? What I would say to them at that point is, now that we found a solution to the problem, let's go ahead and get a little bit of paperwork done to get this started, because you want your product in what, the next 3 or 5 days, right? Okay. I'm not asking them to join. I'm not asking for their money. I'm not asking them for a lifetime commitment. I'm getting them their product in 3 to 5 days. You'd like to have your product in 3 to 5 days? Great. We're going to need a little information to get that shipped to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you took the money right out of the equation. And then the more information you can get, name, address, phone number, every little piece of information you get, they're more committed, more committed, more committed. And then if they hedge, you've got name, address, email, phone number. And if they say, wait a minute, how much did you say that was? Then you go back and, oh, I thought we'd already discussed that. It's only $3 a day. That's nothing. And I said, here's the beauty of this. We can set it up today. We got 30 days to get you enough customers to cover it when it comes to, if you want to just set it up on your card. We got 30 days to work on getting that net before the first payment's due. How does that sound to you? So you kind of overcome those objections one thing at a time. So closing the sale doesn't mean, you want to join my program? Give me your money.
Yeah.
I got my gun in my purse. I'm holding you up. That doesn't work. So instead of demanding, give them a chance to agree.